Om. Aho Devarshi Dhannoyam Jat Kirtim Sharangadhananaha Gayan Madhyan Nidam Tantriya Ramayati Yaturam Jagat. अहो धन्य यह देवर्षि जो कि बिना यंत्र में नारायण का स्तुति करते हुए न केवल स्वयं मस्त रहते हैं, ये दुखी जगत को भी आनंद प्रदान करते हैं। नारद भक्ति सूत्र के ये मंगलाचरण के साथ आज हम सप्तम अनुवाक के 73वां सूत्र चर्चा करेंगे। 773 भक्त का महिमा इस अध्याय में सप्तम अनुवाक में कहा गया है। ये नवम अनुवाक में कहा गया है भक्त की महिमा, that the greatness of the devotees. ठाकुर बारंबार कहा करते थे कि भक्तों जात आलादा. The devotees themselves form a class of itself. Devotees of God and non-devotees of God. There are two varieties of people. Those who want God and those who want the world. Now those who want God, they are endowed with special signs and significance. Lakshan, they will be endowed with divine qualities, both in their beauty, serene beauty, appearance, and the other in the quality, their nature, their behavior, their sympathy, and so on. Simplicity and so on. Divine qualities. Now, first, the science of Bhakta was narrated within the compass of this topic. How do they behave? When you compare the divine ecstasy of such people, they will fall far short of these divine beings who came with Sri Ramakrishna and went away just teaching others and illustrating their great lives, which is of course based on the basic tenets of life. First, the sign of the devotees is Ashta-Sattvic Vikar. Vikar is, the Ashta-Sattvic Vikar, which has been mentioned here, that Romanch, Ashru, Pulak, and this comes on their own, spontaneously. It is not due to make any artificial endeavor to prove that you are a devotee. Devotees, their class on himself, and normally they are the correct alignment as per the scriptures. We are kind of thankful to Narada for pointing out the divine qualities that will naturally fall on this science, will naturally fall on the devotees and devotees alone. So they are the divine science. First is the stoppage of the speech. So this, in the meaning, so this, out of the exuberance of love, first is their speech gets stopped. Bakrodh ho jata hai. Then profuse tears come, ashru. Evam, they love to talk about God amongst each other. And by that, they purify the entire atmosphere. They purify. And out of the entire atmosphere, entire world, they select their places of nativity, birth, and purifies them. Lapamana pavayanti kulani prithivancha. Pavayanti. The devotees are not concerned about their own purity. They are here so that by Unu is here just to demonstrate that what should be the degree of love to a God. Now, and their qualities, it has been discussed that they do not go to the pilgrimages as pilgrims to collect the positive data, but they take the position where even the places of pilgrimage become holy. Tirthi kurvanti tirthani. Sukarmi kurvanti karmani. Any work becomes sacrificed, sanctified by their presence. That is the main point, that he is purifying everything around him. Now, the question may be asked that these devotees, how they contributing, how they are contributing. And it has been analyzed that the best way of contributing is the source of contribution is mentioned. They are, according to that, they are here, whatever they are today. The sister in charges. Let me do categorically. Now, these people develop a power to purify everything. Now, these devotees, they are ordinary looking people. They are not any erudite scholar or from high training and knowing many languages or Sanskrit, or nothing like that. Only one qualification, that is, they are in love with God. They are staying around the beloved and pouring their entire attention, concern for the benefit of these people, because they are the source of this image worship. So they are the main people. So the question is, from where they develop, where they get this power? The great thing they are saying. They have the capacity to purify holy places, to purify Ganges. Ganges is purifying everybody. These people are purifying Ganges. These people are purifying the holy places of pilgrimage, at Prayag and Banaras, all other places, Ayodhya. So their tapas, their power, uninterrupted. Not a single day they have left and then went somewhere. No. So they are a class by themselves, and they can purify everything. Now the question is, where from they get this power to purify everybody? That is the aphorism for discussion today. Tanmaya. Tanmaya means that this become one with God. Tatmaya, that he becomes united with God. There is a statement given by Sri Ramakrishna that a cockroach, it is eaten by a kind of insect. When a cockroach continuously thinks of that insect out of fear that it may be devoured by that insect, gradually changes into that insect. It becomes that insect. ठाकुर कहते हैं आरशुले कुमड़े पोका चिंता करते करते तो कुमड़ो पोका ही हो जाए. So as you think, so you become. So when a cockroach is thinking of an insect which will eat it out of fear, he is not thinking out of love. He is thinking out of fear whether if that insect comes, it will kill it. So out of fear he is continuously thinking of that particular insect and he is transformed into that insect. Similarly, when a devotee is continuously thinking of God, then what happens? He develops some affinity. He becomes one with God. So when he becomes one with God, then God's Shakti, God's power gets manifested through this person. He becomes one with God. He has subdued all his ego. His little ego has been merged into the Virat ego. His Vyaktigat Ahankar has merged into the Samahik Ahankar. He has sacrificed himself and he doesn't think anything else other than God, and he becomes God. We said the Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati. When a person becomes knower of Brahman, he becomes Brahman himself. So when a person has been able to love God, then gradually he gets transformed into that pure love. And it becomes tanmaya, समाहित हो जाते हैं. भगवान को चिंतन करते करते तो और जो जीवन में बचता नहीं. ये कहते हैं कि when a person becomes like this, then their ancestors dance and even the gods rejoice because such an exalted person has been born. And in that state, he transcends all differentiation. He thinks that the world is his very own. When a devotee, his nature is he becomes one with all. He submerges his ego. And how does he annihilate all the differences? That is called in 73. Jadastadiyaha, because they become the persons of God, they become godly person, God men. Tadiyaha, they become the कीथ and kin of God. भगवान को रिश्तेदार बन जाता है. तदिया, they become the family of God, God's own, God's very own. They become God's very own because of that bhakti. God takes care of them. God thinks that these people belong to mine. इसको पार्षद कहा जाता है. That my family, who devotee. Now Sri Ramakrishna used to say that devotees form a class by themselves. They belong to the family of God. Because they think of God and God alone, they are dependent on God. Now, when they become one with God, then they develop samadrishti. As God, they become like God. God, what is his characteristics? First is samadrishti. जो एक भजन में है, प्रभु मेरे अवगुण चीत न धरो, समदर्शी है नाम तिहारो. He has that equanimity. You see, it's not true that he doesn't see differences. It may be that he doesn't see differences. No. He sees differentiates the differences, and he is also aware of the cause of the difference. He is aware. But he does not make any difference. He sees difference, but he transcends that and he embraces even the people who had differences with him. So this is the wonderful the relation the devotee and God has. He not only thinks that the world is his very own, but he thinks that these people who are making differentiations, they are not doing correct. That they know, but he doesn't get into any quarrel. He is having equanimity, that same outlook for everyone. He doesn't make differences. Wherever there is any deficiency, he fills it up by his own devotion. There will be differences, but he fills it up. There may be various pots with various capacities. So water poured in, they will be containing to some more or less or more. But when the flood of God is coming, then everything becomes flooded. There is excellence and excellence only. So, the excellence is not the goal of devotion as per Narada. So with this excellence, his life becomes blessed. अभी देखिए, जो भेद बुद्धि जो हमारा आते हैं, जब हमारा संकीर्ण गंडी बन जाता है, सीमाबद्धता, But when that love of God comes, then all barrier becomes broken. सब जो हमारे जो बाधा है, सब बाधा विपत्ति अंतरित हो जाता है. भगवान का नाम लेते हुए इतना आनंद होता है, यही आनंद ही हमारे जीवन का स्वरूप है. इसी के बारे में कहा गया है. भगवान का चिंतन करते हुए वो उसका आनंद मिलता है. और जो बताया है जतः तदीयः, जतः मतलब जेहेतु, बिकॉज, और जतः मीन्स बिकॉज they are God's very own. That's why God is always guiding him, giving the power and making his words fall true. जो इन लोग बोलेंगे वही हो जाएगा, क्योंकि इसका कोई नहीं. भगवान अपना लेते हैं. They belong to God, God's people. So their requirements, their commitments are managed by God. They only depend on God and that's all. This is the ultimate status of devotees. That's what Narada says here. When a person has developed that sort of resignation, that sort of oneness with God, then God takes care of them. They don't have to take care of anything. God takes care of them and their life is blessed. This is what the Narada Bhakti Sutra here he says. Now, this is another more point. It has been said कि भक्तों का गण का कोई तारतम्य नहीं होता है. भक्तगण के लिए कोई तारतम्य नहीं होगा. तो भक्तगण ईश्वर के आंखों में वो समान है. तो भक्तगण जो भगवान को प्यार करते हैं, भक्ति करते हैं, उनके भीतर उनका आकृति का तारतम्य होना स्वाभाविक है. इस प्रत्येक व्यक्ति अलग अलग है, लेकिन उनके भीतर जो भक्ति है वो सबके भीतर समान है. आकृति भिन्न हो सकता है, लेकिन भक्तगण का जो भीतर भक्ति है वो समान है. इसीलिए वो भगवान का भक्ति का जो ऊपर भक्ति जो इन लोग का भीतर संक्रामित हो जाता है, संक्रामित हो जाता है कि और हमें कुछ नहीं चाहिए. भगवान को भक्त होने से इतना प्यार होता है, इतना आनंद होता है, उसमें से जो कुछ जो दूसरा कुछ नज़र में नहीं आता है. They become one. They with this mental attitude, they equalize everybody. They make them their very own. अपना लेते हैं. Their life becomes blessed, and whoever comes in their company, जो उनका संग में आएंगे, उनका जीवन भी आनंद में परिपूर्ण हो जाएगा. तो भक्तों का दृष्टि से ये दुनिया में सब कोई भगवान का उनकी परमानंद इष्ट का ही संतान है. So they establish a cordial relation with all the members, क्योंकि जो ईश्वर की इच्छा से जो भक्तगण का भीतर में उस भावना प्रतीत हो गया और वो ईश्वर को पाने चाहते, ईश्वर के सिवा कुछ नहीं चाहते, उसके दृष्टि से सकल प्रकार का भेद अंतरित हो जाएगा. जैसे कि ठाकुर कहा करते थे, इसको जॉन्डिस हुआ है, वो सब कुछ वो पीला दिखता है, पीलिया जिसको कहलाता है, बिकॉज उनके आँखों में मानो एक पीलिया जो अंजन को डाल दिया. सिमिलरली व्हेन ए डिवोटी बिकम्स वन विद गॉड, his concern, his divine attitude gets shared by everyone, he becomes blessed, and whoever comes in contact with him, he becomes blessed either. We'll continue our discussion further in our next Friday class, which will be 2 weeks from now. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.